Hello, it's Monday, July 3rd, 2017. It's about 7:30 p.m. here on the east coast of the United States in Virginia, up in the mountains. Well, they call them mountains. If you live in a place with real mountains, these are like foothills. But that's what they call them. I think this is like my fourth video today. Wow. Anyway, I got a pile of stuff still to do. Lots more cards, like these flower cards, and I'm not even sure what this is. Activations, Oracle, Sacred Geometry. It sounded interesting. I ordered some more today. I forget what that was called. Something with animal bones on it, something like that. But I'm going to do another one on crystals. I did Lavish Earth in a previous video. One of my favorites currently to just grab a card from and do it. So since this is about crystals, I'll take that opportunity to show my recent purchases, and I wonder if this will help to light it up. Sorry if I focus it right in the camera there. This side is a light purple, very light, very nice. That's a kind of a Coca-Cola tea. Let's see from the bottom. No, from the bottom it only makes it in right there at that corner, but from the side it does pretty good. Very sparkly, if that shows up. Very nice, very nice. I like that one. And then and then this is fluorite. You can see I got, mainly I was attracted to this purple here, but there's also some blue in there and a nice green, if that's working at all in the camera. Kind of pull it back some, I guess that might help. And of course, here's my part of amethyst geode. And when I say geode, it means it still has some of what they would have seen on the outside, I guess, unless it was cracked open. They found it like this, maybe. I don't know. I don't think they find them that way. I don't know. Pretty sparkly, nice and purple. Various shades of purple, violet, indigo, whatever you call that. This is a little piece of obsidian. I used to flint knap obsidian. I learned that in an archaeology class. In other words, we can make what most people would call arrowheads, but what they called in the class projectile points, because, you know, throughout that whole time of people flint knapping rocks and making them into tools, most of the tools were not arrowheads. They were axes, or kind of use it like a knife. Like even this one's probably sharp enough. Yeah, right there. Probably sharp enough to take skin off a bone, or meat off of the bone. Sorry. Microphone in the armpit. And then my favorite big heavy handful of ice cold clear quartz crystal. That's nice. I like to show them, not to show off, but I realize there's probably some people who, one, can't afford these, and two, don't have access to them. So it's just a way of sharing, not showing off, being a smart ass, all that kind of stuff. So this Oracle deck, as it says right there, the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. 50 crystal cards for healing, self-understanding, and divination by Judy Hall. I do not believe in healing with crystals, but if it works for you, that's great. I just don't think so. I think there's a lot of people who even will pick up a crystal and don't feel anything. And that's, I think, scientifically, physically, physics-wise, that's perfectly logical. I personally do feel something, but that doesn't mean that you feel it. Just that I feel it. It says it's 50 stunning cards. Well, I guess we'll find out how stunning they are. And it comes with a chunky book. Chunky books are usually pretty good. Got some quotes. Quotes are good, usually. 1893, I don't think so. Watkins, sharing wisdom since 1893. I guess I gotta look them up. I can't really read it without glasses, but it looks like 2013, 2016 are the copyrights, the author, the photographer. So right away we get a hint that these aren't hand-drawn, these are just pictures of crystals. Introduction, and all this about vibrations, soul pathways, blah 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 blah. Therapeutic use, not buying it. Crystal healing, don't buy that either. But hey, if it works for you, it's a lot like me taking, or anybody taking, what do you call it, placebo, and then you feel better. Hey, psst. So who cares if it actually is vibrating or it's influencing your chakras or whatever. If you feel better, then that's cool. When I picked up that big quartz crystal, I felt, I mean, they're just cool to look at. It's like art. Art makes you feel good usually, unless it's some bizarre thing that kind of stumps your brain. You gotta stand there and figure it out. One of the things I miss about moving away from DC, I spent time between DC and New York, is the art that you could go to. Almost all of it was for free. Sometimes you had to pay a little bit, but I missed that. I mean, you know, as a taxpayer, there's art all over DC, especially, not so much New York, but it's there. I could go and, you know, just one day look at sculptures made out of metal. The next day look at sculptures made out of stone. Next day go look at some old paintings, you know, from the Renaissance or something. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff to do there. A lot of it was free. And I do miss that. Here, there is no art. There's not even art supplies for like 60 miles. So you gotta order them from Amazon. Chapter 2, Attuning to Crystal Wisdom, Consulting the Oracle. Okay. I'm not seeing it actually list the cards. It's all this yap about how to use them, I guess. Chapter 3, Crystal Vibrations. Maybe we're getting there now. There we go. Page, takes you to page 58 before they actually list the cards. So the roll will fly through that. Oh, and then they're broken up into color codes. I remember now. Different color codes mean different things. And that's about it. That's 119 pages. So that looks okay. Let's see if we can't lift these out of here. I always hang on to these just for that instead of having to go back and glue in, you know, a little piece of ribbon or something like that. So that's what the back looks like, stock wise. Let's see. Yeah, they spread okay. They look like they would shuffle. I've handled them before, so this isn't an unboxing or anything. But what I noticed before is because they're already gilded or colored or whatever you call the edges here, they were stuck together a lot. But I guess that's relaxed with me shuffling and then putting them back in order. So let's do it. What's a good way to do it? Let's pile some stuff up so they get a little closer to the camera. That's black tourmaline. Flint. I won't go through them all. So let's skip to the blue section. I'll kind of fan these. Malachite, Bumblebee, Jasper. That looks pretty cool. So these are pictures, which is okay. Let's see. There's the blue ones. And I know a lot of these videos I'm making have already been made by other people, but a lot of them and I'm not doing monetization, so all these will never have ads unless YouTube's doing something that I don't want it to do. But I uncheck the box. I go out of my way to say no monetization. I do have a few videos on my channel that are monetized because I have an association with those companies and organizations, but not very many. I mean, I'm down to, I think it's 4 or 5. But the rest of these videos I'm doing, like from home like this, I don't want them to be monetized. I find ads annoying. I understand that some people, that's how they're earning a living, and that's cool. I may or may not watch theirs. Depends on how the ads come up. Sometimes they come up right in the middle of the darn video, and I do not like that. I immediately will not subscribe and will not watch another one of their videos. And one guy, for some reason it irked me so much I complained. There's a Spanish guy that does drawing, and I like the way he explains stuff. He has a wicked accent, but he's real clear about it. He's deliberate, and he doesn't do he does some time lapse, but he's not real bad about it. I mean, you still get the gist of what the technique is, even though I'm trying not to learn anybody else's techniques. I'm just trying to do my own thing. But I still watch them. You know, you can pick up stuff that's useful. But I said something, and I said, you know, that's annoying. It pops up in the middle, and it goes on. No, it was at the beginning, and it lasted 29 seconds. I complained, he went and fixed it. So the default, I think, for YouTube, unless you go and change your settings, is that it will do monetization. And it has several ways of doing it, and he had one of those selected by default somehow. But he got rid of it. So after unsubscribing, I resubscribed. But here's Lapis Lazuli. That's a nice blue. I want to get one of those. I think I have one somewhere. But I have all this stuff, and it's not all here. It's in storage places. Labradorite. That's nice. Let's look at the pinkish ones. Is it pink? Selenite, rainbow. But did I finish my thought? The reason I'm remaking some of these is because when I go and watch, like I saw one out there for this, but it's old. It's like 360p. It's fuzzy, and sometimes the person does, which I'm guilty of too. They get trapped up in themselves, and they don't really say anything that's meaningful, and they take forever to get through the thing. So I thought, well, I'll try to cut back on some of that jibber jabber and just kind of show the cards and get through them and say a little bit about what I think, which isn't the important part. The important part is you can see it. Do you want to buy it or not? Do you want to try to trade somebody for it? You know, all that jazz that people do with cards. Oh, that's nice. Boy, that was a lot of explanation on that part. I think that the woman I follow online, I think that's what her big crystal is she can't figure out. And then again, it could be that one. Then again, it could be that one. Those are nice. I don't feel that I use this as much as that, because that has quotes on it, and it just, I don't know, it works better for me on a daily basis. But I enjoy pictures. I enjoy art drawings more, but you know, this is a bit like the flower things here. These are going to be drawings, and I'm probably not going to like them because I couldn't go outside and recognize a flower based on one of those cars. I mean, that's not the point of them, but if that made sense. Probably didn't make any sense. Pink granite, there's some of that around here. Probably shouldn't be, but I know I've seen it. Amethyst. A lot of these are polished, what we're seeing here. Not a big fan of the polished crystals, although that one's polished. That's not, but it's been cut, which I'm not a big fan of, and that's not polished. It may have been cleaned, and it's cut or broken for sure. Halite, Canberra, Jasper. I'm not even going to try to say some of these. Purpurite. I need to look that up. I like purple things. Eye of the Storm. That's wicked looking. There's a reflection here, but there's also specks in on the card. Some of it's dirt, but some of it isn't. That's nice. Nice purpley. Okay. I must have pulled these out. Yeah, I pulled out Amethyst and Soulmate for when I did the video. Look at these two quartz crystals kind of getting along there. So that's my quick little walkthrough of the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle by Judy Hall. It's not bad. Not great. It's not bad. Still, if I was, comparing and rating, and if you had money for either or just one, I'd get Lavish Earth. It's just cool. But that was pretty nice. I got this first, I think, then forgot about it, then remembered it. So that's my quickie review of the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle by Judy Hall. Peace.